Morning YouTube, how you doing? Wednesday morning today. Upselling to your customers. I am just off to one of my regular customers who I asked if they would like any fertiliser put on the lawns. A lot of the customers have, let's turn my interior light off before the battery goes flat. I asked a lot of my customers if they'd like scarification, and they came back to me and said yes, they would like scarification to their lawns. Not all of them, obviously, some of them. And then I thought, they said, will it kill the moss? And I said, do you want to do a moss treatment or weed feed and moss killer? And I do granular. I've been doing it all my life, as you know, if you watch the channel. It's like best part of 30 years. I've had all types of spreaders, but today I'm just going to do it by hand. The trouble with the spreaders that I've had in the past, I mean, they're great if you've got big areas. I mean, big gardens, you definitely need them. But on smaller gardens I do, it's just as quick for me to do it by hand. But the problem I've had with them is if you go too near the border, obviously it sprays it all over the border. Obviously you'll say, well, don't go near the borders, but a lot of my gardens, it would be one stripe through the middle and it would do to the fence either side. So it's just impossible. So that's why I'm doing it by hand today. And the other reason for not having a spreader, I've had probably more than 5 in my lifetime and used loads of them. Ridiculous amounts of spreaders, customer spreaders, my spreaders, what I've owned, and it's storing them because I don't use them that often, so I just can't be bothered with storing them, and they're big and bulky and anyway, nightmare. So I'm just doing this one by hand. But today I'm using garden canes as a line marker. I've been doing it for years. I've not had any problems with like going over the same spot twice or anything, or big gaps, or I mean, because I normally do half the amount one way and half the amount the other way. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing today. I'll show you what I've got. I shall take you off the stand in my van and we can have a look. You have a little small van tour if you like. I'll switch the camera around now as I get out. I will be upgrading my camera at some point, but it's turning out to be quite an expensive task. That's obviously for the play area, all that mulch. Right, so that's what I'm using today. Triple care. It was a needs must. I went to B&Q and got it rather than getting it wholesale, which I prefer to do. That's my boxes of gear, welfare facilities and whatnot. Got in that one. That's all my clothing, hats and coats for when it rains, wet weather gear. I've got all my hand tools. I just cut a section out of this so I can get in and out easier. I've got the runner bean canes for today. I've got my scarifier is in. Haven't used it yet. It's been too wet everywhere. Got my lawnmower, my electric start one, petrol. Got my large lawnmower, my radio, my fuel, and my tripod and all my gear. Right. Bunged it all back in. That's my welfare box. What I call my welfare box. Got some paper towels. A couple of first aid boxes in there. Energy drink. Another energy drink, tea bags, wiper. Sometimes need nail clippers because I break my nails sometimes, so nail clippers, ear bungs. I've got other wet wipes, hygiene wipes, food, whatever lives in that one. Anyway, that's that for you. Right, I've made myself late for work now. Gotta get going. Right, back in the van, give you a little sneaky tour. Hope you liked that. I don't know if you did or not. Let me know in the comments. I will do. My plan was to do a van tour when I get to 1,000 subscribers. So get me to 1,000 subscribers and we'll have a proper van tour. You know, like proper. Can't do any drone footage. I'd love to do a drone fly over the van. That would be cool. I've seen a few that have done that, but don't have a drone, do I? Well, me, I'm the drone, aren't I? Droning on, right. Shut up, Stephen, look behind you. Right, I'm going to go and do this fertiliser job. It's worked out quite, I won't tell you how much I'm charging because I'm fed up with this whole, what do you charge, larky. But the fertiliser's gone up, hasn't it? Gone up a lot in price. Oh, something's open somewhere. The van's going mad. Right, I'm going to turn you off a sec. Right, the door that we were having a nose in was not fully shut. I woofed down with breakfast. I've been up, I think it was up 6:30, and it's getting on for 10. I know it's a late start, but that's YouTubing for you, innit? I had to get all my kit, my YouTubing junk sorted. Right. Ooh. Right, we don't need the hat. It's getting really warm, actually. God. I'm gonna have to take it off. Right, let's go up this hill. Cool. Right, what else? So yeah, upselling. Thinking about getting a Skyvac. Can't I do Skyvac? I would much rather, if there's any viewers out there who've got massive gardens who want a gardener, I'd much rather come and work for you and do the winter work that's needed, whether it's chainsawing or whatnot. Because in a big enough garden there should be work all year round, but I'm finding a bit of a dip around about December the 1st. So I tend to phone people for December the 1st and they're like, Merry Christmas, see you next year, which is a bit of a thanks very much. Yeah, so Skyvacing maybe from December the 1st it's going to be. This December through to February has been a bad, I think it's a quarter, isn't it? It's been a bad quarter. The weather has just been awful. I've got right away and they've stopped, which is good. Give them a hand, put a hand up. Yeah, what else are we doing? So I am it's going to be scarifying. So
Steve, get your words out, mate.
I'm putting down lawn fertiliser, weed feed and moss control as per the bags. Then I'm going to leave it 2 weeks, which is my regular thing. Then I'm going to mow it but not box off, because it'll be like sucking all the good stuff that you put down up again. And then 2 weeks after that, I'm going to come over with the scarifier, even though we've got it in the back at the minute, and I'm going to scarify it and take all the moss away. So scarifying, mine's like a slitter, so the blades are vertical, and they slit it, which flicks out all the moss. So it's like a moss rake, power rake, moss rake, whatever. It cuts up the stoloniferous roots, you know, the runners, so like strawberry runners, but on the grass, so the grass runners, they get cut up. It doesn't like that. It removes the moss, obviously, aerates the soil, which is good. It helps the grass, you know, aerates the soil and helps the grass. I am arriving at my customers. I made a video on it, you can look at it, but it's a bit boring. I think it was one of my first videos. I think I fell asleep watching it. It's painful to watch, but all the details and facts are in it for scarifying. Is it worth buying a scarifier? Yes. But I suppose don't overcharge for the service, so you won't get any work. I suppose that's the same as what I said about the gutter cleaning. Right, I'm arriving, so I'm going to have to stop and turn the camera off a sec. I'll just show you what I've got to do. I'll let you have a look round. So I'm not going to treat that bit because it's like out by the road anyway. So we've got that bit there to do. And daisies look like they're growing well. Tulips coming out nice. That's my van just up there, you can see. So got to treat this for moss. If you can see the moss in there. That's moss there, isn't it? Nice bit of moss. So I'm going to treat this one. So I've treated it price wise as one lawn, and then down through this bit as 2 lawns. 3, 4, so like 5 small lawns I've treated it as. So whatever you price for 5 small lawns, I'm guessing. That's quite bad, the moss. A little bit of wildlife foul. So I can deal with 1 or 2. It's when you've got like a really small area, like half the size with about 60 poos on it. That's when it gets a bit, ooh. Right guys, well that's that. I'm going to get to putting the fertiliser down. Right, as far as I'm aware, with this fertiliser, I don't need to wear any protective clothing, but I'm going to put protective trousers on, protective boots on and protective gloves, because it stinks otherwise. Because it's a retail amateur product that I'm using today. I will read the bag and instructions before I commence putting the fertiliser down. It's a really nice day today. It's a very old-fashioned way of doing this, but I put canes down. This is the way I was brought up to do it. Full protective gear today, including my protective boots as well. And I'll be wearing a face shield as well to protect my eyes. Yeah, so just about ready to start now. Go around and spread the granules even. Okay guys, as always, I hope you found this video of some value. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'm going to make more of the gardening videos, which is me out and about doing what I do best, which is gardening. So I'll be using those gloves, non-flock lined from Screwfix I think now, and I'll pour a quarter of that into the bucket. So I'll do 8 quarter buckets, and then I'll measure it to get it around the area that I need to do. And I've not had a drop spreader. Now, the trouble is with the drop spreaders, they tend to drop the whole lot, and it all just ends up in a big pile on the lawn and burns a big hole in it. Unless you brush it off and wash it away, then it still burns it. So I've run out of canes down this end. I'll move them from the top in a minute. I'll show you this guy. There's a happy chap, look. Right, so I'm going to carry on down here. I've done it this way for years. I've never burnt lawn yet. I've got my full protective gear on, as I've said, using my gloves and my face shield, and that's the granules. Doing a quarter of a bucket at a time so I don't, run out. Obviously, if you do half the mixture one way and then half the mixture the other way, you're not going to run out. But I'm not doing the grass out the front because it's low value, and I probably won't do what I call the football pitch at the bottom, because again it's low value. I mean, if there's enough I will, but I've used about a quarter of a bag. I spat out the front. I usually use 2 bags here, which is nowhere near enough, but it's a token to get it going. That's what I call the football pitch. Guys, sweat is pouring off me wearing this suit. I'm going to get it off now because he's come out with a coffee and biscuits. What a guy, what a guy. Thanks very much. I'm going to get washed up, wash my hands before I touch that, but customer's just come out with some chocolate chip biscuits and I'm guessing a coffee, so I'm out of breath and I'm sweating. I think that took me about an hour and a half, and I've got to pick my canes up. I think I might go around and pick up I don't know if it's dog poo, but animal poo, feces, fox I think, probably, looks like fox, could be badger as well. Anyway, that's all done. I mustn't walk around too much because I'm leaving black footprints, but it's good, it's killing the moss, it's good stuff. Happy days. Oh, hi guys, it is baking in here. It's 21:06 if my thermometer clock thingy's right. I put the windows down, everybody can see me talking to myself. Oh, so I've done the fertiliser. Gentleman's come out with that. It's a coffee and biscuits. And then you wonder why I get so fat. Lost my train of thought now, and oh, that's a nice Range Rover. Okay. So what to say about that? Yeah, good. Just right for drinking. I left it until I finished. I've got to go back and pick up the doo-doos that are on the lawn. It's not from their animals, it's just what's there. And if I leave it, I've just hosed myself off. I washed my hands, disposed of my coveralls in their chemical bag and took it all off with my gloves on so I didn't touch any of it. I'm going to go and pick up the manure we call it manure, that's on the lawn, because that's going to grow in, because I won't be back here for 2 weeks now. So when I come back in 2 weeks time, I won't be able to see where that manure is, so I'm going to do that. Yeah, and then 2 weeks time mow it but without the box on so I don't collect up the cuttings, and then 2 weeks after that come and scarify, and hopefully I'll film that for you if he lets me. I think that's going to be a day's work because it's a big lawn. Alright, I'm going to enjoy this a minute. I hope you didn't find the way I did that using canes too archaic or dinosaurish, but for me it does the job. Never had any problems doing it that way. I had a lot of problems with drop feeders, like I said, they just seem to drop it. I know you're supposed to be like on a plastic sheet or a tarpaulin. Done that before, put a tarpaulin down and you just drive onto it when you stop, but don't know, never had a lot of luck with drop feeders. I like the hopper spreaders that broadcast it, but on a job like this, it's really narrow down the side of the house. It just flings it on the brickwork and everywhere, patios. So this is the way I do it. Let me know in the comments if you do it the same way. Also, I don't often do it. It's an add-on that I add on to people that I know really well, existing clients, as long as they're happy for me to do it. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll see you in the next one. And thanks for watching. Cheers, Steve.